Word. Fox News and the news. This is a report on the Fox News station, which is the most popular of all the propaganda mind control program. Let's write that down. That's mind control through your TV. You heard it before. It's been happening. The intensities just increase. All you get now is mind control. There's no substance in the television. Everything you hear is a chop and a block. No meat. No meat. You are not being served. You need substance. You need meaning. They're doing the crab walk on you when you see them on TV. They say one thing completely against it and say it's a law. Then they say then another thing completely against what they just said. Then they'll say even a third thing. That's that three signs for a manifestation. They block off your dreaming power. They tell you it's true. They tell you it's not true. Then they say another version which it could be true, but it may not be true. And they do it not almost all day. They do it all day. Or they create false scenarios on the TV like the ISIS and planes crashing, derailing. That's code for aliens. When they say an alien did this or that to somebody today, they're talking about a train crashing or a plane crashing or the channel for the plane or the train, which really they don't regard the being. So what do they even care? They're talking about the gods. Who cares about the reporter? So Fox News guests wearing Google glasses. You know what that is? That's when God takes over your body, you start having different expressions on your face, and a lot of these reporters now are imitating it or trying to make it transparent. That's a good word too. Let's put that on there. Transparency, which is just another way of trying to say, somebody shit their pants in class. Well, it's a big deal unless another person shits their pants. So another person just yells out, I shit my pants too. Then you're like, oh, well, two people shit their pants. I don't want to say something. I might shit my pants next. And then let's say another third person did. Then you would really get scared. So they create that scenario like things reoccurring. Like they have one school shooting. Then all of a sudden everyone's scared because they keep saying, it's going to happen again. Someone else is going to do it. It's going to happen again. Someone else is going to do it. And they feed you that fear all day long. You know, you shouldn't have to hear it 24 hours a day. That takes over. After you hear something once on an initial report, if you hear it again, it goes into the same scenario. You have what is called an initial dream position, where once you know it's true, you shouldn't have to hear it again and give it the same credence you did the first time because you already know it's true. That's like saying, oh, what? No, it's not true? Let me hear it again, then I'll believe it again and start a new truth from a new initial position. You already heard it once and you know it's true. Or you know it's not true. Or you know they did say it. So these are all techniques the government are using. This is on the low end too. This is just to get you started on some of the complicated things they're doing. And they want you to believe it's purely allowed by the aliens, that they have an allowance to do so. But they were never told they have to. They are free. Or what they lead us to believe is free. Unless they consider us their own slaves. And even if I'm a slave, I'm fighting back. No one says I have to be a happy slave. Never heard that one. So 6-dimensional cuts, funny metaphors. I already started to talk about that kind of. The 6-dimensional thing is the people you see on the actual television, they're not always appearing as they are. What they do is they kind of take a copy of it with the machine they have that sees dimensions, and it puts it on a higher quality level, when things go up to a higher quality, they're not so fidgety. Or if they are, you would have to be on that level to see it properly, and then you would see that it's cutting out and that they're dropping it off after a couple seconds. Then you lose the dimension, and it goes to another one, and then somebody that sees interdimensionally knows it. And a lot of starseeds have interdimensional qualities, and some of us older starseeds have more so. And when we were young, that's all we did see. We didn't have the concepts and these techniques for watching it on TV. We were just allowed to see it as a part of nature. And many starseeds did it, not all remember, but almost all of them went through this where we'd see energy, and we didn't have names for it all. We just had let me see if I could think of one right now that we actually use. We would just say stuff like, "You look different," but we had already talked about it once with the other person, like to say, "Oh, I was seeing you and you had a slight glow over you, or you had this quality and I was seeing a red light and I don't know what I felt, but I know it's going to happen to you also." And then sooner or later it would happen to the other person. That's just how things work. They would pretty much get the same vision and the same, nowadays they call it downloads, where the information is put into you and then it unfolds or uploads. Or Twitter, some of these computer kids use things like, "I got a Twitter feed" or "I got a YouTube feed," but all those things already happened before. And now the government is getting deeper into this, and they're on TV, but I don't want them to get far away, because a lot of these New Agers are missing it, and they're just going for their channeling, which channeling is not even the best thing. You know, there's intent, there's dreaming, there's purpose in your life, there's knowing what is the truth is behind all of this stuff. And that's what I want to try to uncover a little bit for everybody. I have some insights into it, but I'd like others to also know. You know, if something's kept too secret, it could get pushed back into the dark. So you have breakup of America and the UN commentations for us, for U.S. purpose. And let me see, I can't read that. In this, I don't know what that is. Disregard for the boundaries. This goes to the fact that when you watch the news channels, Fox News, CNN, any of these stations, periodically you'll have a guest that comes on, and it looks like they're addressing matters of U.S. specific purpose, but really what they're doing is sneaking in United Nations purposes, and they're doing it under the flag that it's a United States issue. But really what they're doing is secretly getting approval for regulations they're going to run in the United States that are top secret. And the secret stuff has gone so far that the separation between government and people, the government does not respect us in the sense that of making rights or having any rights. And all these elected officials in offices are puppets, and they're no-brainers. They don't have any spirituality or knowledge, and they get a feeling from the gods to do their duties properly or serve, but they're not serving the people, they're serving the gods in that purpose, and they're only following a construct. It's like a program, you know. They think they're outside of the program, but really they're sucked into the program. It's like the edge of a light, you know. The light still extends, they're still within that boundary, and for a second they're raised above it to see outside of it, but the next second they're pulled right back in and they can't do nothing about it. You know, that they wanted you to believe that they never committed any crimes, that the government is totally, how would you say, unaccountable, and that the gods demanded and decreed things of them. They demanded and decreed things of me too, and I'm still making videos. I'm still telling the truth. I've told a lot of people the truth. So, that's all bullshit. Bullshit, okay? There's more I could say about that, but I want to move on to plausible deniability, which is a term that used to be a really good one the government used to use in the 60s, and it was a way to cover up what they were doing. You know, a shaman would say it's this controlled folly, like the things you can't cover up when you're trying to reveal something or hide something. and they do that for many purposes. None really too bad, but not for everyone to know about, because no one believes in what shamans do, so they don't want it to become a joke or become tyrannized for what they do. But then you have the government here thinking they're white righteous, and they do believe they're a white righteous group. There's no Mexicans in the government. The black people are just chosen from that old thing where they used to do where you got to have so many Mexicans or so many black people working in your government, but they don't have no Mexicans working in their government. No other races either. It's all white people running the United States. So you got plausible deniability, man, and when you have plausible deniability, you have a lie. Shamans don't have plausible deniability. Only the government does. They're big liars. They're going to act like they're innocent and that they followed all the rules and regulations. But I was there. They were always breaking the rules. Always broken the code of the land. For who? Okay? Not for us. Not for the beings that live on the earth. Ignorance is bliss. That's bullshit. Ignorance is not bliss. It's bliss, and then you get smacked in the head. To say ignorance is bliss, I don't think anybody's ever lived through ignorance is bliss. If you did, the next day you die. That's to say, oh, ignorance is bliss, I don't believe in this. Well, the next day when you wake up after you don't believe that, drinking gives you drinking a fucking whole quart of fucking vodka or tequila will give you a headache. It sure will. You'll have the worst hangover, especially your first hangover. So, also transparency, the government believes in all these things I'm writing right here. It's a whole bunch of literal metaphors.